If you want a music career, you need to find the perfect gear for your workflow. I'm going to show you how to save money and get the perfect gear. An SPL meter, otherwise known as a decibel meter, is an essential tool in the studio and live. Welcome to Smith Music. I'm Paul Smith. I keep a decibel meter in my show toolkit because it can be tough to keep a sense of how loud a show is. The volume can creep up on you, and before you know it, you're way too loud, giving your audience an unpleasant experience. A dB meter gives you a reference rather than going by feel, but are those phone apps as good as the real thing? Let's find out. I wanted to see if my good old Radio Shack SPL meter from, it's probably 20 years old. Yeah, probably 20 years old, is as good or better than an app you can get on your phone. So this is a free, they call it a dB meter. I'm pretty sure the technical correct name is an SPL because you're measuring sound pressure level, not, and if you get into decibels, like, there's all kinds of, dBV, dBA, dB, everything. So I'm pretty sure it's SPL meter is the correct terminology, but not entirely sure. But it's called a dB meter a lot. And this one is called Decibel X. And this is a free version that I've downloaded. I'm assuming that they're all pretty similar, and I'm going to aim my microphone at the speaker. We're going to put these side by side. Let's put them back here and see what we get for decibel levels. I've put it at a level that I typically mix at, and usually it's recommended to be at about 85 decibels for mixing, which I actually find a little bit high. Let's see what happens. Let's see, how close they are to each other. This iPhone one, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it there. I might have to zoom in quite a bit, but it's actually got a real-time analyzer built into it. I'm not sure how useful it is. It actually might be, it might be actually pretty good. And you can upgrade. I'm not sure how much it costs for the upgrade. And this is a pretty random selection of, I've went through a few dB meters years ago, and this one got left on my phone. So I must have liked it for some reason, but I've never shot it out against an actual decibel meter that is of unknown calibration. Now, there's weighting for, it's called weighting, as in WEIGHT, for how they weight the scale, and C weighting is supposed to be the most realistic for human ears, and this says upgrade to get all the weighting scales. So they probably will not be defaulting to C weighted, so I'm going to go through the different weighting scales on this and see what it's weighted for if we can tell. And so let's give it a shot. I just put up a track because I don't want to get dinged with copyright. This is from Byron Jolks, and it's just drums, bass, and instruments, no solos or vocals or anything. But I'm actually signed on as one of the songwriters through DistroKid, but when I published some other videos with stuff that I'm actually one of the listed songwriters of, and I put it on YouTube, I got dinged with a copyright claim. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening. I'm going to have to investigate that. But I just wanted to avoid it. So this is just going to be drums, bass, instruments of a song called Peace Country that we'd done some time ago and is not released yet. So here we go. Let's take a listen and see what these show us. So I'm not sure if you can see that in this camera or not. We'll have to find out if I need to really zoom in. But basically, the Radio Shack one is showing me between 74 and 76, and it's likened to rest on 75. It's on a C-weighted scale currently. And this one, it jumps around a lot more. But if I was going to make my guess as to what it was telling me, it'd be around 75 dB. So far, they're exactly on with each other. If you like these kinds of videos, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get the latest studio, stage, gear, and career advice. So now I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Let's go up to 85 and see if they're both the same when we get up to 85. So there I'm hitting like 83 to 84, and they're both sitting right about the same. Now, I don't want to listen to this for long, but I'm going to see if I can go up to like 95, and there we go. I'm going to go up to 95 and see how they do at a louder volume. That's not concert volume, but it's as loud as I want to listen to music today. Those are sitting right about the same. I'm actually pretty surprised because I saw and I still see how badly, in my opinion, the iPhone tuners do. And these are seeming to be neck and neck. Other than that, this one jumps around a little bit more. They're pretty well the same. From a function standpoint, I'd have no issue using the iPhone at this point, but let's try it at a really quiet volume. And I've not changed this from C weighting, and this is the free app. You know, at this point, that seems pretty cool. I'm gonna try about 65 dB. So if there was a slower response on this iPhone one, because it's kind of jumping between 63 and 69, and so if you kind of took the low and the high and you averaged it out, that's kind of where the Radio Shack one is sitting at. So even though the Radio Shack one is at the fast response time, the iPhone is actually much quicker. Might like to, and it actually, this one does have this average thing. Let's just reset. How do I reset? And let's try, I'm going to have to reset it after talking, but I'm going to see what it says on this average compared to what the Radio Shack one is saying. So the actually that average number is even more helpful because Radio Shack one is sitting like 64, 65, 66, and that's exactly what this average number was doing. So that's a win for iPhones, and you can save yourself, I don't know what these cost nowadays. I think they're probably $100 still. There's a lot of advantages to this. One is that you have it with you all the time, and I mean, and if you don't, you've fallen off the face of the earth. The only advantage that I can see of having a designated dB meter at this point, given the accuracy of this, is that it has a little bit, if you need to have a conflict, if you need to go into like a volume conflict, this machine will carry a little bit more weight, that it's a dedicated machine to measure SPL levels, then an iPhone app, people might not take it as seriously, but that's not a reason to go spend $100 on this. So I'm going to keep this around. I'm going to keep it in my toolkit, but there you have it. At least this app is great. Don't even get the Pro version, not for this kind of stuff. That I can see. Not sure how useful the real-time analyzer would be. Maybe. And I mean, it's kind of cool. And then if you turn it sideways, you get a real-time analyzer. Let's just see what it looks like here. It's showing the average dB and showing you the frequencies that are going on in the room. That's pretty outstanding. So Decibel X app from the iTunes store, give that a total thumbs up.